The raw selvage denim jean is one of the most complex and intricate facets of menswear, especially considering the culture behind it, not just from a consumer standpoint, but also from a brand perspective, when it comes to how many different brands do so many different things with one type of garment or one type of fabric. And honestly, to me, that's the beauty of raw selvage denim. I love the intricacies, I love the strong opinions, I love the concrete ethoses that these brands have. I love all of the different ways that they produce garments, not just in terms of a cut perspective, but also from a fabric perspective as well. I mean, for example, you have raw selvage denim brands like Full Count, which are actually dedicated to the use of Zimbabwean cotton to make the softest raw selvage denim jean available. And they were actually, I believe, the first ones to do it, being a founding member of the Osaka 5, which are basically 5 raw selvage denim brands in Japan that actually popularized the entire raw denim movement. And then you got brands like Sugarcane, which are actually manufacturing raw selvage denim made with sugarcane fibers, recycled cottons, all different types of goods to create something that's completely different from everybody else. And then you got brands like Blue Japan that pride themselves in the creation of natural indigo, not just denim jeans, but also natural indigo dyed goods. And then you've got brands like Tanuki that love doing underdyes, overdyes, different types, different shades of indigo, different cast colors. I mean, all of these different brands have their own distinctive feel, their own unique character, their own love for raw denim. And the reason why I love this is because it's obvious that not just the consumers have their own look, their own style, their own feel when it comes to the raw selvage denim community, but also the brands as well. The brands are in it just as much as the consumers, and that's something that I absolutely love about this category of menswear, because there's something so beautiful about being able to take one fabric or one style of cut and literally make an entire subculture out of it, and with that bringing about new ideas and incredible looking garments that are gonna last a long time, and they're only gonna get better with age. Now recently I've been doing a lot of videos on some of my favorite brands when it comes to raw selvage denim, but there always is this one particular brand in mind that I literally just seemingly go back to every single time, and that brand is ONI Denim. I always find myself captivated by the collection and the offering that ONI Denim has. And this is such a unique brand because not only are the fabrics, the cuts, the styles, the silhouettes so unique and different, but also the story, the myth, the ethos around the brand itself is also quite alluring as well. If you didn't get to check out my last video on ONI Denim, where we actually talk about the history, we debunk some myths, we talk about the humble beginnings and the start of ONI Denim, who the owner Masao Oishi-san is, and we also delve into one of the newest jeans that Son of a Stag, which again is one of my favorite retailers, recently got as part of their collection, so I decided to do a review on it. Definitely make sure to go check that video out, because today we're just gonna focus on one of the many fabrics that ONI Denim has to offer, and I'm really excited about it, so let's get right into the video. And this is actually something I've wanted to do for a very long time. I finally got my hands on the ONI Secret Denim, which is probably ONI's most famous denim that they own because of the shade, the color, and is probably the denim that put ONI on the map. So basically what I have here today is the ONI Denim loose straight cinch back Ishikawadai Secret Denim that's actually a blend between one of ONI's proprietary fabrics as well as one of their dyeing techniques, because basically the Ishikawadai structure of the fiber or yarn is actually in and of itself a very complicated fabric, and it doesn't just come in the Secret Denim colorway, it also comes in wash down colorways as well as raws. And from what I understand, it's basically a certain type of cotton spinning technique that's actually meant to protect the integrity of the cotton fiber itself before it's spun, as well as after it's spun, to maintain the structure, to maintain the durability, the strength of the cotton yarn. And from what I understand, it's a very old style way of spinning, but it does definitely make for such a beautiful cotton denim. And on top of this very intricate and vintage way of manufacturing cotton fabric, ONI decided to go ahead and create this fabric utilizing one of the most beautiful dyeing methods ever devised for raw denim. So chances are, if you already know who ONI Denim is, you probably already know about the Secret Denim. But for those who don't know, the ONI Secret Denim is basically this incredibly dyed down denim that's got this gorgeous green cast to it, which basically means that it's an indigo dyed cotton denim that has a little bit of a greenish kind of look to it. And there are different varying degrees of how green or how yellow the green cast dye can look when it comes from brand to brand. But ONI somehow was able to manufacture this particular dye in a way that the green is very prevalent, not just on the top or the face of the fabric, but also in the weft or the bottom of the fabric. So if you take a look at the weft, you could actually see the indigo yarns that are woven through the weft, which are the beige, greenish kind of yarns. And because of how tightly woven these are together, on the front or the face of the fabric, you actually get this incredible greenish kind of colorway that has a little bit of that beige tint. It almost kind of reminds me of those real vintage, natural indigo faded Levi's that people find hidden in mines or hidden in attics, all types of stuff. This really gives off that vintage, very kind of nostalgic feel in a sense, which is interesting to say considering these are literally a brand new pair of jeans that I just got. I've worn them a couple of times, but because of the color, these jeans really do give off a little bit of that nostalgic, kind of rustic feel. So for those of you who have been on my channel before, you know that I always prefer green cast denim over red cast denim. And basically red cast denim gives off a little bit more of a purplish kind of hue, something very dark, and it fades down very cleanly, I always say, because it doesn't really develop a color. It just becomes whiter over time, which is cool. But me, myself, I love that kind of rustic nature when it comes to the fade down of denim. I just think there's a little bit more character to it. But yeah, I believe that these are actually a bottom dyed garment, which means that while the weft has this kind of sulfur, at least I believe it's a sulfur that they usually use to make this kind of color weft, but also on the warp or the face yarns of the garment, usually what brands will do when it comes to manufacturing denim is they will actually bottom dye, or rather they will dye the cotton yarn first with the sulfur or whatever type of dye that they want to use, and then on top of that they actually begin dyeing their layers and layers of indigo in order to give a fade down that's something super interesting, something super unique. And from what I understand, this denim actually encompasses that same kind of dye technique. And I mean, this fabric in the sun is spectacular. You could see all of the depth, the ranges in blue, the beige weft poking out, the greenish cast color. I mean, this is truly a special jean. So getting into the details of the ONI Secret Denim, or rather the Ishikawadai loose straight cinch back, they actually went and adorned this fabric with black detailing for the hardware, which is something that you rarely see on raw denim, I feel like, because I don't think it would actually work on an indigo, but I think because of the greenish yellowish kind of colorway that this denim has, it definitely makes a lot of sense. So looking at the coin pocket, it actually looks like it's a copper rivet with a little bit of like a black on top of it. Maybe it's just simply a black finish, and not just the rivets, but also the donut hole buttons on the front fly actually also encompass that black kind of finish on the hardware, which I think looks really good. And they're also branded buttons with the ONI denim insignia. These are some very sturdy buttons. I love the way that these look. I love the way that they feel. These are 100% secure right in there. These jeans also do have back pocket rivets that are hidden. Now these are just a simple copper. They're not actually finished with that black finishing that we see on the front hardware, which I mean, it really doesn't matter because the rivets are going to be hidden behind the pockets anyways. But I always love to see that detail because it definitely adds a little bit of strength to the back pockets. And not just that, but on the back cinch, you've also got these black rivets that resemble the rivets on the front as well. And to further complement that, you also got this cinch buckle back that's kind of grayish silver, kind of on that black kind of spectrum that I think really sells the mood. It sells the feel of these jeans. And what's interesting about this cinch back is that I've actually worn these jeans a couple of times, but because of the pressure and because of the direct exposure of abrasion, the cinch back is actually starting to dye bleed nicely. You're starting to really see the capabilities of what this jean can do when it starts to fade down. This is obviously without wash. And I mean, the end result is promising to be something beautiful. But going back to the front real quick, these jeans are treated with a hidden pocket, Selvedge ID at the coin pocket, and you also get a little bit of that Selvedge ID on the side of the coin pocket as well. Just a little touch or a tuck of it, which is something that I always like, something that I always appreciate. But you will also notice that the details don't just stop there. They also continue throughout the jean in terms of the stitching, because these jeans are actually made with like a banana kind of thread as well as an orange or copperish kind of thread. And the two-tone you could really see adds a lot of depth, especially on the back pockets where you have the ONI denim arcuate in that banana thread as well as the top of the pocket. But then on the sides you have that copper thread that again just adds a little bit of visual interest to a jean as incredible as these. The back yoke seam is perfect perfectly matched up, and that is also made in this cotton thread. You can kind of see some puckering already on the back, which I can't wait to see how that's going to fade down because I love those little train tracking fades. And these jeans also come with raised belt loops, which I believe were traditionally lined with jute. I'm not entirely sure what they use now, but either way, these are actually meant to help the belt loop fade down, but I believe it also provides a bit of strength as well. On the back, you actually have this ONI denim leather patch that's got this green print on it that's actually starting to crack a little bit, which I really like. It gives it a little bit of that vintage feel. Japan made, trademark ONI, every garment guaranteed, and I can't wait to see how this is going to fade down and darken over time because of how light the color of this patch is. And anytime I see a patch like this from ONI denim, I just feel proud to have a pair of jeans like these in my hands. On the inside, as expected, just like all the other ONI garments, it is super cleanly done, absolutely pristine. And I mean, even the chain stitch on the waistband has absolutely no threads, no loose stitching whatsoever. You have the ONI made in Japan, the genuine article, woven label on the inside to confirm the authenticity and the legitimacy of these jeans. I mean, this is one of the cleanest inside constructions of a pair of raw denim jeans that I've ever seen. I mean, even down to the sides of the pocket bags and the front fly, everything on these is just made beautifully. The pocket bags on these are also a very nice size, which was a super big plus for me because I tend to always have that problem with a lot of raw denim. But going down to the hem, you've actually got the chain stitch in that yellow as opposed to the orange that is so prevalently used for the structural stitching all around this jean, which I really love that detail because it makes it a little bit interesting and shows that there was a lot of intention when they were making these jeans. And again, this one is just beautifully cleanly done. You're already starting to see that puckering and a little bit of that fading as well. And I've only worn these a couple of times. It's very interesting because the Secret denim itself innately is very hard to fade because it doesn't start off quite as dark as other denim, but you definitely start to see the fading and the character kind of come to life at the stress points and the seams of the denim. You've also got my favorite color Selvedge ID, which is a pink Selvedge ID running throughout the outseam, which is also reminiscent of the Selvedge ID that was used on the inside of the coin pocket. And I mean, I love the way that that looks. When you cuff it up, it just complements the green and the indigo so gorgeously. And I just can't wait to see how that color is gonna pop through wear, through wash, and through time, because this jean is gonna age down incredibly. You've also got this really thick overlock inseam, which again, while it's not the strongest seam in the world, it is a little bit more traditional. It's a nod to heritage. It's a nod to the way that denim was made way back when. And overall, it's not a bad thing to have an overlock inseam. They're still pretty strong. And the benefit of the overlock seam is that it actually kind of has a little bit of stretch. Now, what's interesting about these jeans as well is that they also, surprise, surprise, have a crotch rivet, which you never see on jeans anymore unless you're buying a true kind of repro piece. And it's just so funny that ONI denim just kind of snuck that in there because these aren't really 100% a mirror or a reproduction piece innately. Oishi just loves to take details and put them together on jeans that don't necessarily have to replicate anything, but just simply work as a function or just simply look good. But yeah, all in all, these jeans are definitely packed out with an immense amount of detail, a gorgeous color when it comes to the dye, and an absolutely amazing loose, comfortable fit. Basically, these jeans, while they're not the widest jeans in the world and they're also not the widest jeans in ONI denim's repertoire, they are a really nice, looser kind of straight, very relaxed style jean that's not really meant to kind of chase the current modern baggy silhouette, but more so to provide comfort to the gentleman who just wants a little bit of room but still wants shape to his denim. And while it's a little too loose to be an Ivy inspired fit, it does kind of give off a little bit of that cleanliness. There's so many different ways that you could wear this style of fit, and I think that the fact that it's not too loose actually helps with the fading factor because wide leg and baggy raw denim is super hard to fade. So yeah, all in all, I love the ONI Secret Denim. I've been waiting to get my hands on these for forever now, and I'm so excited to finally have put together a video showing you guys just how beautiful it looks in real life, all of the close-up details. I mean, I can't believe that these jeans aren't more covered than they are. But yeah, guys, thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed the video. These jeans are available in quite a few different retailers. I believe right now they're available on Son of Stag if they haven't sold out by the time I actually drop this video. But they do come back from time to time, so if you miss your shot this time, you just might get another shot sometime soon. But anyways, guys, I really appreciate you guys sticking around to the end. If there's any other brands or any other jeans or any topics in men's fashion in general that you want me to cover, definitely let me know down in the comments. I always love interacting with you guys, and I can't wait to see what we're gonna do for the the 10K sub celebration when we finally hit that goal. And I've got a couple of ideas, so definitely stay tuned on that. But feel free to add to that if you ever have anything you want to see, anything you think I should do, anything you think I should talk about when it comes to that 10K sub celebration. And I'm here for it. I can't wait. But anyways, guys, with that being said, thank you guys again, and I'll see you next week.